Book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 39. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and I will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand. Thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands, and the people that is with thee. I will give thee into the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured. Thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord God. And I will send a fire on Magog, and among them that dwell carelessly on the isles. And they shall know that I am the Lord. So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name any more. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel. Behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Lord God. This is the day whereof I have spoken. And they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth, and shall set on fire, and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers, the bows and the arrows, and the handstaves, and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years. So that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any of the forests, for they shall burn the weapons of fire, and they shall spoil those that spoiled them, and rob those that robbed them, saith the Lord God. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea. And it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and they shall bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon Gog. In 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying of them, that they may cleanse the land. Yea, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown, the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord God, and they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. So it's going to take 7 months to bury everybody that's there. And after 7 months, and the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hamon Gog. And also the name of the city shall be Hamonah. Thus shall they cleanse the land. And thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord God, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves, and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. Okay, I guess he's talking to the beast because we don't drink blood. Let's do that again. And thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord God, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field. Eat flesh and drink blood. I don't know what that's talking about. Maybe it's for the beasts. Because it's not for the people. Here. Uh-oh. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty, and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. Yeah, I don't understand this part. It sounds pretty unclean, and that is against all Levitical law, so what is it even talking about there? And ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken of my sacrifice which I have sacrificed for you. I guess this is an allegory because clearly nobody's supposed to be drinking blood. Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith the Lord God. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed in my hand, that I have laid upon them. So the house of the Lord shall know that I am the Lord their God from that day and forward. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies, so fell they all by the sword. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name. So there's a few things about this. It just makes me think, one of the commandments is to not use the Lord's name in vain, right? And then when people ask, they're like, why is your God jealous? Or they're like, I understand, but I don't know why he is a jealous God. Okay, well, the first thing that comes to mind is like idolatry. Because he talks a lot about being very jealous of this. He does not like this. It is horrible, bad thing. It is a commandment. But this is another reason, and he's just mentioned this a couple chapters before, that in fact, he's really still sick of you, but the fact that the heathen are now making fun of their God, they're making fun of his name, it really doesn't like that. He is very jealous of this. This is making him sick. And in fact, I think, I don't know how long it takes the iniquity to get out of these people. Maybe it's like 2 generations, right? Like a generation is maybe like 30 years, right? And they're being held captive for 70. So they're on like probably their 3rd generation. And that's one thing that's removed, but he isn't saying that everybody's okay, you're all cleansed, like your iniquities, your epigenetics are cleansed, you've been out of here for 70 years. That's not what he's saying. He's saying to this day, even though they're probably not doing too much idolatry at this point, or he wouldn't even be considered bringing anybody back, I don't know, but he is saying clearly in these chapters in Ezekiel, I have not heard this before. You just hear about the idolatry and how they're all up on high places and in groves, and he's really sick of it, right? It makes him just ill. That's not true. That's the way I am interpreting it. But this is something different. And he said it just a couple chapters ago that, you know what? Yeah, you have, I can't see it. I can't find it. But he's saying you, through your behavior, even if you're all okay now, well, you have just spread the word of you have just, it's not you. Yeah, it is you, because if it wasn't for your behavior before, this wouldn't even occur. But this is just the heathen, all the Gentiles now. They're like, you know what? Look at your God. You are just screwed. You've been here 70 years. Ha 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 ha. Look at your God is not doing anything. So yeah, so God is now going to address this. He is sick of this. He said it twice now, just in Ezekiel. Everything else is about idolatry. When he talks about jealousy, that I recall. After that, they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me. When they dwell safely in their land, and none made them afraid. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. Oh, it doesn't say again, excuse me. When I have brought them out again, yeah, well, it's because it's their second time in captivity, right? It was Egypt and now Babylon. This is Babylon. That's the again. From the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am the Lord their God, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the Lord God.